Hello, everybody. How are you today? So, decided to go live today because, like you, I am trying to make sense of all these really powerful energies happening. And there's just so much happening that, I have been doing my part to read about what's happening with the eclipses and with the Lion's Gate and with the retrogrades, and it's just been so much for me to absorb. And I've been talking to so many people this week where we just are feeling incredibly heavy and dense, and moments of lightness, moments of heaviness, and just really trying to sort of understand and work through it, right? Work through it. So I decided to go live to do it my way, which is always to consult the tarot. And it's interesting because I didn't end up yet doing a August forecast, and I typically do a growth forecast every month near the beginning of the month. And I've just been so in such flow regarding my schedule and my work lately that, I used to sort of maintain this like, okay, well, I have to do everything at this time every month or every week, and I'd be really diligent with my schedule. And I have really sort of let go of that, and I sort of allow myself to just sort of flow organically with my schedule. So the moment never arrived where I was like, yes, time for the August forecast. And I think I was waiting for this. So now, instead of doing an August forecast, looking into the next few weeks, so we have a partial solar eclipse on Sunday. Yesterday was a Lion's Gate, and then we had the lunar eclipse a few weeks ago, and then I think the powerful energy sort of wrap up at the next full moon in August, and I don't have that date right now. There's a couple of people coming on live. Please feel free to say hi and let me know you're watching. If you are watching the replay, please also say hi and let me know that you caught it. And I'm going to dive in a second. I just want to share with you, I'm holding this beautiful rock that found me this weekend at the beach. It's been so hot here in LA. We've been in massive heat waves, and the ocean was so calm. So that's the great thing. When we have heat waves, the ocean is always often so calm. And so I got to really swim out, and this rock just kept hitting my ankle. And I picked it up, and it immediately spoke to me and said it wanted to hang out with me, and it volunteered to cleanse my energy, which was really wonderful. And then I wanted to come home with me. So it's been my sort of my earthy, energetic friend this week. Yeah, so it even has this little, if you can see, little thumb groove. I'm left-handed. Allows me to hold it like in this really like comfortable way. So, okay, whoever's watching is being shy. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna dive in. So I just drew these cards literally like 35 to 40 minutes ago and sat with them for a little while. And at first was like, what? And then it was like, oh, it was like, so I've just really recently had a huge breakthrough regarding all the shit that I've been struggling with. And so I'm hoping that they're really going to help you too. So as usual, I like to use, for those of you watching for the first time, one of these types of videos, I love to work with the Mary L. Tarot deck. This is my daily companion in my morning ritual with myself, where I draw cards for myself. I also use it in most of my client work as well. It's really just past like 6 months, this deck has just been the only one that I've been wanting to work with. So drew 3 cards from that. So I'm just going to go ahead and share, because I want to keep this video shorter. And we have another viewer, so please say hi if you are here. So I'm just going to go through individually and share them rather than share them all at once at first, because I do want this video to be a little bit shorter than they usually go really long, because I really like to talk. All right, so I'm just going to hold up the first card, and then I made some slides too. Okay, so the first card here, if you can see, is Queen of Swords. So this Queen of Swords for me is really speaking to sort of where we're at on a more of a surface level. And if you're like me, your mind has been feeling really, really full these last few days, or maybe even weeks. Like there's just so much going through my mind, and some of it positive, some of it neutral, some of it feeling kind of heavy. And it's just, there's just so much in my mind. And so the Queen of Swords, hold her up again. She, if you know tarot, even if you don't, I'll share this. She gets kind of a bad rap, the tarot, often, because our minds are kind of a source of often like density and heaviness. When our minds are full, it tends to dredge up a lot of emotion too, a lot of heavy emotion, thoughts linked to emotions, they trigger us. So yeah, the Queen of Swords tends to be sort of sort of has a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Sorrow. She's somewhat sorrowful, and so we might be feeling rather sorrowful right now with all that we're thinking about and percolating over, and the things that are going through our mind over and over again. And maybe we're worrying. Maybe we're feeling really anxious. Maybe we're feeling really scared. Okay, these are all things that I've been feeling as well. And so the piece though about Queen of Swords is that. And her message to me is really that, our mind is not our enemy. And the more we try to push away our thoughts and tell ourselves that it's not good to think too much, and the more we're sort of in a tense kind of fight with our minds. And so to take a sort of different approach, not that meditating and those things won't help, but to take sort of an opposite approach of making friends with our minds. So, which means going with it. So whatever is in your mind needs some sort of expression. It needs to come out. So our minds are not meant to be storehouses, right? It's when we kind of think about our minds as storehouses that the thoughts start like twirling, creating this sort of I like to think of it as like a vacuum, like it's just like circling over and over and over again, right? The air needs to come out. So to find a way to express whatever we're thinking, no matter what those thoughts are, even if you think they're like really negative, okay? There's a lot of like bashing around negative thoughts, and if you speak a negative thought, it's going to come true. And I actually call BS on a lot of that stuff, because we need to release what's in our mind first before it goes away. So make friends, find ways to express what you're thinking and feeling, putting words to your feelings through conversations with friends and family members, through posts on social media, through journal entries, through making lists. Like whether you're a linear writer or a totally non-linear poet, just creating form out of all the stuff in your mind. So you're not a storehouse, so you are a channel, and you're allowing it to come out of you. So that's the way to really join with your mind, make friends with your mind, know that your mind wants to express itself in order to clear itself out. So that's the first piece. So that's the sort of the surface level. That's just the way that we can sort of help cope with what is going on. And then we're going to go with the second card. We're going to go a bit deeper. So this is like the deeper dimension. This is sort of getting to like what's really going on. Is we have, I'm going to show it reverse first, the Lovers reverse, because it came through reverse, and significant that it came through reversed. And then I'm just going to show it upright so you can see this image, because it's just really beautiful. Just really, really beautiful. Okay, so the Lovers, healing opposites. Okay, so what this is the path of healing that we are on right now. And so whenever we're feeling tension in our mind, in our emotions, when that kind of like crunchy stuckness, heaviness, and it means there's something that's sort of on a deeper level that's needing to be healed. And when I mean healing opposites, I'm actually going to share a little bit about my own personal experience. So I this week have been feeling like I've been having just a lot of like sort of feelings of being like defeated and it not feeling possible, feeling really in doubt, feeling really in fear, and sort of in this like icky victimy place, right? Which does not feel good. And then there's this part of me that's like, this is not good. This is not good, Charlotte, to be in this icky place with yourself. You know, you really need to get out of this place. I thought that you healed this place before, and now it's back. Oh, there's something really going on here. This is something wrong, right? Okay, so that's the sort of place of being in the Lover's Reverse where we're sort of polarizing ourselves, because like I've been, as you saw, some of you saw from a post I did a few days ago, and I've been posting throughout the few weeks, the first part of this sort of energetic wave from the solar eclipse, I've been on this sort of high and sort of riding this high wave of really receiving this like just rush of just connectedness, of trust, of abundance, of just like receiving a lot of what I have been wanting, what I've been desiring, and feeling just like incredible in this place of expansion and gratitude, right? So it's been kind of like, oh, this eclipse is kind of good. And now I'm experiencing the absolute opposite. And so here's the thing, and I wrote some notes. Let me just make sure I'm not skipping over anything. So if we've been swimming in the light, as I had been, then it's the dark side of us. As you can see, there's the light and the dark in this, right? There's the light, the dark side of us is like, I'm still here. I'm still here. You can't shut a door on me. You can't actually just get rid of me. Or it could be the reverse. If you've been swimming in the dark, then the light is tapping at your door saying like, I'm here too. And what's trying to be healed within us is actually marrying these parts of ourselves, bringing them into union, allowing them to exist at the same time, so that we can actually be in our light and in our dark at the same time, that neither part goes away. And so my light can hold my dark. The dark can allow the light to come in. And so this is like sort of a feeling through this process, because as human beings, we're sort of trained to live in polarity, like in polarity, to be split, for things to be bad or good. And when we talk about, even in the spiritual world, when we talk about like release, like we're releasing these thoughts and these emotions, releasing these old ways of ourselves, you put up a door to that, never again, we're never going back, those kind of things, to this old life. And it's sort of a myth, because we don't ever get rid of different parts of ourselves. And when we trap ourselves into believing that we do, we actually just sort of put that part of ourselves in the basement. And then eventually that part of ourselves in the basement starts knocking and being like, I'm here, I need attention. And then we start feeling heavy. So how can we, through this sort of energetic portal, bring these parts of ourselves together to be in our light while also accepting our dark? Holding that place of darkness within us with full compassion, with love, right? So that is the piece that we are trying to heal. And that is why we're in this kind of sludgy place, because we're desiring to bring that up. Oh, I just got all your freaking comments. Ha ha! Wow. Okay. I wasn't seeing comments and now I am. Okay, that's so interesting. Isabel says she feels the same way. For the Lovers reverse, is it possible it's because we let others people's words or views about us have a dragging effect on us? That is an interesting question, Isabel. Okay, let me think about that. Okay, so this is my question for you. Answering your question with a question. Don't you love when people do that? My question is, why would those people's thoughts and words and views have a dragging effect on you? So other people's words only have a dragging effect on us because it triggers something within us that needs healing, right? And so it's actually bringing that piece of you up in order to be healed. So there's even on the surface, if you're like, F you, no, that's not true. There is a deeper part of you that is afraid of whatever that person is saying is true. Or might believe that what that person is saying is true. Okay, and so that's in a time to actually, if you're experiencing a lot of this, if you've been like experiencing a lot of interactions with people who are triggering you, it means that you are actually, your soul is actually guiding you into those conversations in order for this piece of you to surface and to heal. So I hope that makes sense. All right. Okay, hopefully now your comments will be coming through because they all just kind of got dumped on that. She says, I like that. I told myself that I need to hold fast to who I am. Yeah, and also to all of who you are, right? And so all of who you are, even the pieces of you that are crunchy and messy and don't feel totally great about how things are going, or don't trust, like I've been feeling, like, so I talk a lot about trusting yourself and feeling worthy and self-love and all those things. And the reason why I talk so much about it, and the reason why I'm on a path towards really claiming that, is because the opposite is the place of wounding within me, and so it's about honoring that place that is on a lifetime journey of being healed, and caring for that piece of us. But there were outrageous lies about me that truly, truly are not who I am. Okay, yeah, so that's beautiful that you're holding fast to who you really are. You're very nice. Okay. So, okay, moving on to the final card that I drew. Okay, hide that. I'm actually going to use my card system, the card system this time. Okay, so last card is Death. She appears again. So those of you who watched the July forecast, this is one of the energies that were present then as well. And so honestly, when I drew this card as the last card, I was kind of perplexed. I was kind of like, huh, okay, do we still have more to release? I thought that happened last month. And I was just sort of staring at it for a while, like the other energies I read really quickly. And I was feeling this like resistance to this energy. And then what clicked was, this is what clicked, is that, so Death, for those of you who don't know that much about the tarot, it's number 13 of the major arcana. And so it comes in the middle. Actually, it is right in the middle of the major arcana, and if we look at the major arcana of the hero's journey, it's right in the middle. So there is just as much before death as there is after death. And when I realized, and the question, it came through as a question, are we holding on too strongly to the first piece of death, the letting go piece? And are we kind of like, are we grasping onto that because we're sort of resisting the process of actually being reborn? So this is the message just coming through really clearly, is that this is not an ending, that there is not, that we do not need to let go of anything else. We need to allow ourselves to be reborn. We're so focused on, getting rid of these parts of ourselves, these darker pieces of ourselves, and thinking that we need to like release it and put an end to something within our lives. And we're not recognizing that our lives have already been restarted. And it's time to allow ourselves to actually be reborn, to actually embrace that process and allow it to unfold in the way it's going to unfold, gracefully, slowly, becoming, you know, or taking, rather, this is the better way of saying it, taking the journey that we really desire to take, instead of staying back and being back in that place of trying to let go of something that we've already let go of it. We've already let go of it. And so looking into allowing yourself to embrace the fear, embrace the fear of starting again. And knowing that just because you feel the fear, that doesn't mean that you haven't let go. And so allowing yourself to stop being in resistance to the fear and stop reading into it so deeply. And allowing yourself just to continue to like make, like with the Queen of Swords, you know, like fears manifest themselves as thoughts. So make friends with them during your journey, knowing that you're in an entirely different relationship with them this time around. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say that. This is another sentence that came through as I was sitting with this card, was that death is an illusion. Death is an illusion. And that goes back to the Lover's reverse, right? That it's never a full ending. And this, by the way, I just have to make a little caveat or segue here. This is very different from the way I often talk about death. So if you've been on my videos before, you've seen like, no, we really have to honor endings. We have to fully mourn the process. We have to be in it. We can't skip over it and see it as just a rebirth. And so it's like, oh, wow, I'm like eating my own medicine here, that we can also become too attached to that. We can become attached to our mourning process. And because we're afraid of our fear. We're afraid of taking our fear along with us. And so embrace this process, embrace the beginning, and know that you're already on your way. You're already on your way. I love this about allowing ourselves to be reborn, she says. I'm going to show this one. Onward. Yes. Oops. It's showing in the middle of my screen. Onward. That's beautiful. Exactly. Onward. Okay. So let's go through the little summary again. So Queen of Swords, let's make friends with our minds, allow our minds to express themselves, get out the thoughts that are in our head, regardless, without trying to judge it, right? Even if we are judging it, still get it out, speak it to a friend, speak it to your sisters, speak it to your community, speak it in circles, speak it in calls with your loved ones, write it in blog posts, write it on social media posts, tweet it out, journal it out, create lists, whatever you need to do. Allow your mind to share itself and vent itself and clear itself in order to make friends. And you might be very surprised when you do that, what wonderful insights start coming through. Just like this process I've been going through is totally Queen of Swords process. Drawing cards, talking it out, boom, breakthroughs come through, right? All right, making friends. Lover's reverse, healing the opposites. Now we're going to the deeper level, allowing yourself to be dark and light at the same time, at the same moment, holding both of those energies within yourself, which, yeah, it can be like tough. So we're hoping to, and it might first be experienced as sort of swings back and forth. And that's sort of part of the acceptance process, right? It's like, okay, I'm swinging. It's because I'm feeling both, and that's okay. So how can I just allow myself to feel both? Allow the light to hold and love and hold compassion for the dark. Allow the dark to allow the light in to hold it. All right. Death. Not an ending. It's not an ending. So we're not trying to get rid of our dark side. We're not trying to get rid of anything about ourselves. We are actually allowing ourselves, we're not trying to get rid of our fears. We're actually allowing ourselves to embrace the process of being reborn. Being reborn, embracing the next part of our journey, knowing that we are fully ready. There's nothing else we need to get rid of. Okay? All right. Finally, I just wanted to share that I have a wonderful new offering that I'm so excited about. I've been recently really restructuring my own offerings to align with this new relationship with money that's being reborn within me, which means that I'm now offering sliding scale awakening sessions. And so if you are struggling with some of this stuff happening regarding the being split into, or all the stuff in your mind and trying to understand it, or that place of deeper healing within you with regarding your opposites, if you'd like to work through that in a session with me, I now have sliding scale rates going all the way from $77 to $444. So, and anything else that might be coming through, the point of these sessions is for me to help you know what exactly your soul is trying to speak to you right now. So going through the layers, through the sludge, to your core of what is actually happening with you right now, why everything is happening the way it is, and how you can create a healing path moving forward for yourself. Okay, so there is the, oh, it's doing something strange. I'm just getting used to these slides. So it's bigbeautifulbreakthrough.com, which is my website. I'll post the link in the replay, and /awakening session. And if you go to my website and click work with me, it's the first listing awakening session, and you'll just choose the price that you want to pay, fill out an intake form, and choose a choose a time slot. All right, so thank you guys for watching live, those that you were able to watch. Joe says, thank God there's always a rebirth. There always is. There always is. Endings are an illusion. Death is an illusion. Yep, going to end with that. Okay. Thank you guys for coming on and watching live. Those who watched live, I know this was really last minute. Thank you for those who are watching the replay, and I'll get this posted on YouTube as well if you're watching there. All right. Bye.